Yassmin Abdel is an attention seeker, so sorry, I'm going to give her a little bit of attention, right? Because this is just rolled gold, victim boo-hoo bullshit that was on ABC Radio this afternoon as she's popped her head up, patted along by a host who completely changes what actually happened on Anzac Day and why people like I had the shits about it. Here's the free kick she got today on 3LO.
Do you regret anything you posted or said?
Well, I apologise unreservedly, right? So here's the thing, and I don't really want to...
Sorry, when you say apologise, that's about the Facebook post around Anzac Day.
Yeah. And the reality is that, and this is what I say, it's that it's actually not about what people think. Like, looking at it, I think they would have found something eventually. Like, they would have found something eventually that they were outraged about. So much of the reaction was, no, you are not allowed to say those things. You must be grateful for being here. You are not equal to us in terms of being allowed to contribute to the conversation. And that's part... So
can I stop you there?
Yeah.
Do you really think it's about people saying to you, you are not equal to us?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Nicholas, that's bullshit. It's because she was part of the youth advisory group to the centenary of the Anzac commemorations. So she knew what the consequences of that was, yet she did it anyway, but it was retrofitted today by the bloke on 3LO saying, oh, you were just making reference to all wars. Sorry, Manus, Nauru, please. We know what was going on here. And as I said, I don't give a stuff if she's brown, Muslim or whatever. She's full of shit and I called her out on it.
Oh, come on, Paul. Leave Yassmin alone. Can't we just leave Yassmin alone?
I mean,
the thing about freedom...
She keeps doing media interviews. She keeps popping her head up and doing media interviews. She wants the attention.
Nicholas, you get a free kick for 30 seconds. I'm just going to bite my lip.
Me? Look, I mean, the thing about freedom of speech is you get freedom to say dumb things. Has she said some silly things? Yes, she has.
Okay.
You know, you were saying some pretty vitriolic words there, Paul. They weren't words of love you were spreading there. I'm a lover, not a hater. I say leave Yassmin alone, okay?
This is a woman who hates Australia because it's racist, hates the West because it's racist, and basically says that Islam is the most feminist religion in the world. So when she's fleeing our oppressive country, she runs off not to Saudi Arabia, she runs off to England. I mean, it's just a joke. We shouldn't leave her alone.
Like millions of young Aussies do. She's a 26-year-old young Australian. And millions of them have made that same trip she is. Why is there a stacks on her? Because she's doing it.
Because
how many millions of young Aussies have made that trip to England, and yet, conservative Australia piles on her? I mean, this is schoolyard bullying what you're doing to this young woman. Leave her alone.
They do it with reverence.
Leave her alone.
We should ignore her. We should ignore her because this is
beneath you what you're doing to her now, Corey.
The very worst about that we loathe in this country. That's where someone comes here and craps all over our positions, our traditions, our culture and our values. She does it on
Corey,
purpose.
You're better than this. Hey, you are much better than this.
No, but hang on. Can I just jump in here? I want to just say, Shari, why does she get a free pass? I don't know. Free speech means you can say something, someone can criticise you. But then to turn around and say, the only reason they're doing it is because I'm a Muslim, that's bullshit.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, there was a case of bullying against her this week when Yahoo 7 ran that poll saying, do you want her to leave the country? And there were, 23,000 respondents wanting her to get out. That was a bullying incident against her, and they apologised, or said it was an error of judgment, I think. But overall, yeah, she's entitled to her view, and we're entitled to criticise it. She's putting her head up. She's doing a lot of media interviews, a lot of speaking appearances. She's on a couple of those speaking websites where you get paid, 5 or 10 grand to give appearances. So she's putting herself in this media space and saying quite controversial comments, which, you realise what you say when you're in the public space. So she's entitled to the criticism, but I am looking forward to her, in a polite way, going to London just so we can stop talking about her.
Yeah, but I mean, Nicholas, this whole thing that, oh, don't criticise her because she's young, don't criticise her because she's... If you have a go at her, you're bullying her. Mate, can you just help me out? How do you not see the direct line between her being part of the commemorations of Anzac and then deciding to go and make the statement she did on Anzac Day as something worth calling out?
So, Paul, are you seriously telling me that you don't think Channel 7 crossed a line today where they started running a poll saying, you know, should Yassmin leave the country? It's the oldest trick in the book. Of course, the oldest trick in the book. I'm moving on to something I want to talk about, which is Channel 7's bullying of Yassmin.
You've got your show to do that, mate. I asked you a straight question. Answer it.
OK, what's the question? Should she be? No. Is your question? Should she be beyond reproach because she's a young black Muslim living in Australia? Of course not. Of course not. Of course, you should be able.
It's not the question I asked. Did everyone notice the question I asked? You just couldn't be bothered paying attention to what the question was. Anyway, let's move on.